America is at war, and it has been for some time now. Now, it's not against some foreign terror or another country. It's against the very thing you are watching this video on, your smartphone. So that includes this company, this guy, this one, and of course you can't forget him. Smartphones are becoming a major issue and they're destroying our lives. Just stick with me for a second because you will understand the danger of them and you'll probably want to throw yours away by the end of this video. Since 1776, America has been known as the Promised Land, a place for freedom, and we are known for a thing called the American Dream. It is basically a cultural ethos that embodies the belief that anyone, regardless of your background, culture, or circumstances, can achieve success. It's a pretty great thing to have for a country, and it's still possible today. Even though some people blame circumstances, why they can't achieve it, but that's a whole separate video that I'm not going to get into. There is, however, the one thing that prevents 99% of Americans from achieving that American dream. And your mom was right all along. It is your damn phone. This little 6-inch screen controls your time, your emotions, your spending habits, and so much more. From a 2023 study, the average American spends 4 hours a day on their phone. That doesn't even include television, gaming consoles, going to the movies, or even those little iPad gremlin kids running around. To sum it up, 3.5 of those hours is a complete waste. That's 25 hours a week you could get back if you would just quit consuming different colored pixels. Over the span of a year, that is 1,300 hours. With that time, go start a f***ing business. Go travel the world. Go do something you have always wanted to do. And the craziest part, when the smartphone was originally released, it was designed to help us. And it did. It made us much more productive. It streamlined communication. It would keep us entertained on the train as we're going to make the world a better place. When Steve Jobs originally introduced the iPhone, this is what he said.
3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone.
Steve Jobs, when he created one of the biggest smartphone companies out there, all he wanted was an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator all in one. And unfortunately, it has now turned into a time-wasting, addiction-fueled life controller. Listen, iPhones and all smartphones tremendously boosted the productivity of Americans, and we were a booming society. For the first time, we didn't have to go to a computer to learn things, or go to the library and filter through dozens of books. Smartphones tremendously helped us. That is until recently. We are glued to the screen with a sickening addiction. And I'm in the same boat as you trying to escape. Major companies and app creators are spending millions of dollars to figure out the best way to suck you in and to make it so that you don't want to leave. Because all they care about is the money. You've probably already tried to cold turkey and to set app limits, but you always just typically click that 15 minutes more button. Every single time you pull up your phone, your mind releases a chemical called dopamine. Now, dopamine is the same chemical that's released when you have a gambling addiction or a drug addiction. The brain says, hey, this feels so good, and it's just craving more and more and more, until you're in a hole so deep that you can't leave. Pretty soon, your phone turns into a leash that then decides what you can and can't do. It's a very sad life to live. It's also not just about wasted time. Studies show that your phone leads to anxiety, depression, poor sleep, and low patience. If you find yourself opening an app without thinking, that is an addiction that is so hard to escape. To see how bad cell phone addiction is, I did some research. Okay, ChatGPT did some research for me. In my beautiful state of Utah, which is typically known for fry sauce, Mormons, and great skiing, we have another thing. We have hundreds of cell phone retailers. So much that we have more cell phone retailers than high schools in the state. The very thing we use as the last piece of education and preparation for kids to succeed in life. Now, America has been battling the cell phone epidemic since about 2007 when the first iPhone was released. And people are so addicted that we have to create bans in schools, workplaces, ban texting and driving, because people can't set their fucking phone down. Do yourself a favor and try and stop your phone addiction. Or at least control it before it controls you. Now, you don't have to throw your phone away, but please do if you want to. But just track your screen time, set app limits, and leave your phone home occasionally. Your time is yours. Spend it wisely, because it's gonna run out and you don't know when it will. This is the end of the video because I'll just keep rambling about how awful phones are and how you should just try your hardest to get away from them. Please like and subscribe so I can keep following my dream. I'm sharing videos on YouTube. Also, I love constructive criticism, so please let me hear it. I learn from it. It helps me grow and develop as a person, so thank you so much. Yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.